Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jimmy and this is Patriots Glow. And in today's video, I'm gonna show you a super simple, easy woodworking build that anybody can do at home with basic tools. Now, I have 4 cedar fence pickets here. You can do this out of 3 cedar fence pickets, but I have a 4th because I was not the only mistake ever made, and mistakes may be made here. So we do have 4 of them here, but this build can be added to, subtracted from. I've seen individual pieces sold for about $30 to $35 and sets of them for $100 and more. So stick around. We're going to go ahead and get into this build and let's get to it. Okay, everybody, since I know it is a fan favorite, I'm going to remind everybody to make sure you take your staples out of the ends of your fence pickets or boards, no matter where you buy them from. You may have staples in there. You definitely don't want your saw to have to chew up through those staples, cause a little light show, and rough on your blade. So make sure you take those out. Now we are going to go ahead and start by cutting at a 30-degree angle and measuring out 6 inches on the long side, and I'll give you the measurement for the short side as well. That short side is going to be roughly 5 3/8. Now, with that being said, it might be slightly different depending on the thickness of your fence pickets that you're actually using here. So you have to take that into consideration while you're making that cut if you're going to measure off of the short side. That is why we always measure off of the long side, because that actually doesn't change no matter what your angle is. I'm going to cut a total of 18 of these out, and that's going to actually give me 3 of what I'm actually making here, which will help in the end build. But you don't have to make 3 of them. You can make 1, like I said at the beginning of the build. So it is all up to you how many of these you want. But if you only make 1, you're only going to need 6 pieces cut out here. Okay, normally I will sand my fence pickets down while they're entirely together, and I regret not doing it here. So all I did at the very beginning was sanded the insides of all of my cuts here, because sanding the entire board on both sides and the edges was a little bit time consuming doing it one at a time. So I actually have a different method for how I'm going to end up doing this. But if you want to make it even faster, sand your entire fence picket at the very beginning so that you don't have to come back through and do it later. Or it'll at least be faster. Now, I do use Titebond 3 for this application here because I don't know if these are going to be used outside, if they'll be used with soil. But what we are going to do is actually start to assemble these in a hexagonal shape. I don't know if hexagonal is actually the correct terminology for that, but we're going to put them in a hexagon shape and brad nail them together. I am going to end up putting brad nails in both directions at the end of everything. I'll put 3 on one side, 3 on the other. It all depends on how you want to put these together, but this is how I end up doing it. But make sure you use a generous amount of glue and enough brad nails to make sure everything stays stable. And we're going to end up doing that with all 3 boxes. You're going to end up with 3 hexagons right here. Okay, so I want to go over pricing real quick and go over kind of how I get pricings for things. Most of the time before I make a build, I do a lot of research on whether I find things on Etsy, Facebook Marketplace. I look in different areas depending on the geographics of everything to see what actually is selling in different areas, where to sell things, how much you can sell them for, to get my base pricing for most of the things that I actually put on here for. Or I base it on a relative project, something that is similar. It doesn't always have to be determined by the price of the materials that you spent, how easy it is, because some people don't have the materials to make it, they don't have the tools to make it. So these are the things that you have to take into consideration while pricing your projects. Now, depending on where you live or how you're marketing these, you may have to adjust your prices. That is just the natural way of doing things. If I sell something in California, my prices are going to be different than if I sell it in Kansas. Those prices are obviously going to be different. That is just the natural way of how economics works. So just always remember, do your local market research. Not every project works in every area, and not everything is going to sell for you or sell for the prices that it will in every area. That's normally why people like to sell things online, because I can sell something to California and sell it for a lot more than I can for in Ohio. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to flip everything on its side and start taking measurements so I can try to put a front face on this right here. All right, now there's two ways that you can do this. We can leave it just like this. Now, obviously, sanding, finishing it up, doing all the finish work to all of these boxes. We could have had these in half, made them some shelves, half or 4 inches, and had these as thinner shelves or thicker shelves just like they are now. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to rip this board in half, and we're going to come back through and we're going to add this to the bottom of all of these real quick. Let's go ahead and rip this down. I wonder if that'll give us enough. Let's go ahead and rip this down, and we're going to see if we can make this out of it. And it looks like we're only going to have to use 2 fence pickets to do all of this. I thought we were going to use another fence picket to do this backside, but now that I'm looking at it, we're going to actually rip this in half. So let's go ahead and rip it down. So we come over and rip these boards down, and this is actually going to leave us just enough material to do everything else that we actually need to do with it. And we cut 30-degree angles on all of our pieces here, and we measure and fit everything so that it fits nice and snug on all of our boards. Now, your boards may be slightly a tad different, mainly because of a little bit of flex and different consistencies with your wood because they're fence pickets. So make sure that you are getting the right measurements while you're doing this. And I actually had to do like slightly different measurements for each one, just by a little bit of a sliver, but I wanted to make sure everything fit really snug. So that's kind of what I did here, is just did each piece slightly individually, made them all about the same size, and then just took a little bit off each one. I went ahead and made sure I put enough brad nails through the bottom and the sides of these to make sure that it was nice and secure. And I also put another one of those boards on the other side. So when you actually cut those boards out, you're going to need 6 of those at least. But with that being said, we actually end up with like 2 pieces that are just long enough to cut 4 more of those small slices out that I have in the front and the back. And I'm actually going to cut those out and put those on the top and the back of that, so that we have some way to hang that. All right, everybody, so there you go. A very basic way to make these. And actually off camera, I went ahead and used the rest of our scrap. We have just enough pieces to make one last piece right here, and then obviously one more, but we have just enough pieces to make one last piece to go right here. And if you want a way to hang these, you very well can go ahead and put another one of these back here and then put hanging hardware on the back of this. I'll go ahead and link some hanging hardware down in the description box below so you guys can pick some of that up. You don't have to, but if you need some, it'll be down there. It helps the channel every time you purchase anything that I link down in the description box or anything that I have affiliate links for. But this is just an idea. like I said, you guys don't have to put these faces on. You guys can honeycomb this, make it like a beehive if you want. You guys can make it not shorter, but the depth. What am I trying to say? You don't have to have the depth as deep. You can have it a lot more shallow. You can have it just as thick, fill them with dirt. Make sure if you're going to use them as planters, you put some holes in the bottom of these. But really nice. You can hang these up anywhere. You can sell one at a time, multiples, and really honestly, selling them for $30, $35, I think that is almost a little bit too much. Making one of these and selling it for $20, $25, I think is actually a really good profit on them. But if they're selling for $30, $35, then why not sell them for that much? And that is what they're listed for in my local market and on Etsy online. So that is entirely up to you what you actually market them as and how much you market them for. So obviously these are thrown together a little bit faster than normal, but if you guys have tighter joints, a little bit better display, things like that, that will increase what your sales prices are for your products. And that is something that everybody has to remember, is that it is not always what you're selling, but the way that you display it. And that can be the difference between whether you have a $20 piece or whether you have a $30 piece. So always remember that display is a big thing when you're selling something. All right, guys, if you guys liked what you've seen, please give me a like, subscribe. If you hit that like button, hit the hype button as well. It really helps the channel. I appreciate you guys. And like always, you guys are the foundation that this channel is built on. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I hope to catch you in the next video.